Are the headlines for the next 1 hour.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Tonight, Accra High Court grants former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapa's request for her case to be expedited.
Anti-corruption crusaders advocate for new legal framework to regulate asset declaration by public officials.
The only thing that we can do is to ask for the lifestyle audit bill to be signed before this president leaves office.
Also in the bulletin, 2 retired military officers demand the resignation of President Akufo-Addo, citing concerns about his direction's potential threat to Ghana's democracy.
The Akufo-Addo I knew and had numerous dialogue and demonstrations with is not the Akufo-Addo who is now president.
Several communities and parts of Volta region submerged after spillage of excess water from the Akonsomo Dam by Volta River Authority.
And tea bags and dog meat continue to drive inflation in the country, even as the rate dropped to 38.1% for September from 40.1% in August.
On the international front, Israel's Prime Minister and a leading opposition figure agreed to form temporary emergency governments as war with Hamas continues.
To get interactive with us, we'll be happy to hear your thoughts on the many stories we have for you tonight. Let's dig in.
The news now in detail, and 2 retired military officers have strongly criticized Ghana's president, questioning his leadership style. Founding member of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, and former National Security Advisor, Brigadier General Nunu Mensah, have warned that President Akufo-Addo's direction is dangerous for Ghana's democracy and recommend he relinquish his presidency.
The 2 senior citizens and ex-military chiefs who were on a mission to reshape the path Ghana's democracy should take under the auspices of the Ghana Today coalition were forthright in the description of the protesters seeking the removal of the Bank of Ghana governor.
Governor Ernest Addison should be told in the face that his lack of courtesy towards the demonstrators is a clear exhibition of disrespect in the highest order. Elsewhere in the developed world, public officers like him, whether elected or appointed, tend to adopt a more questionable posture of resignation.
Many have deemed corruption within the current government as significant despite the president's refusal to admit it.
The Akufo-Addo I knew had numerous dialogues and demonstrations with is not the Akufo-Addo who is now president. How do ministers hold statues of cash in foreign and local currencies in their homes, acquire properties in prime areas of Accra and other parts of the country, drive the most luxurious cars, and live extravagantly, and expect our youth, who remain largely without meaningful employment, to be satisfied?
An enraged Nyaho Tamaklo questioned President Akufo-Addo's stewardship.
If you can't do the work, resign. Just resign and go away. Anybody who takes over this country after this government, if he fails to let the government, this particular government, account for what for what's done in terms of property and physical cash, that person will be my #1 enemy.
former National Security Advisor, Brigadier Retired General Nunu Mensah, claimed the looting of state resources under the current regime appears to be making a coup rife.
Go and remove. See whether those people have been overthrown there. Those did they deserve to be overthrown? I don't encourage military to take over power. I don't do that. But when we are given power, manage the country in such a way that the military will not feel comfortable interfering with our government.
On to some other stories now. A former Minister of Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, says he is not surprised by the characterization of the Attorney General of his report on illegal mining presented to the Office of the Chief of Staff at the Presidency in March 2021. The Attorney General, in his opinion to the government, said the report contains claims that are unfounded and lack supporting documentation. But in a statement, the former chair of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining said he wished the Attorney General would have told Ghanaians why there was no action on his report presented in March 2021. Professor Frimpong Boateng wondered why the Attorney General waited for more than 2 years when he was no longer in office to now tell Ghanaians there was no evidence to prosecute those implicated in his report. The former Minister of Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation added that the reality of the criminal actions by people who have no conscience or love for the country will be evident in the near future, if not soon.
Let's now head to the courts where former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaah has confronted outspoken lawyer Martin Kpebu over what she describes as unfair comments about her regarding her case with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Earlier, an Accra High Court granted her application to expedite the hearing of the confirmation of seizure and freeze of accounts from October 18. Lord Idoasari reports.
Lawyers of Cecilia Dapaah and her husband had argued that the application to abridge the time for the hearing of the case had been necessitated by undue hardships, stress, and embarrassments caused by the OSP suit. Lead counsel for the couple, Victoria Bath, told the court that the Office of the Special Prosecutor had failed to serve them early despite filing their processes on September 11. She noted that the OSP's application was a repetition of the previous one dismissed by the court on August 31. But lawyers of the Special Prosecutor, led by Esatete, argued that the substantive application was a fresh process unfettered by any prior considerations, adding that it stemmed from events of September 5 and not on July 24. Things got heated within the corridors of the court after the court rose for about 5 hours in anticipation of the ruling of the application. Lawyers for Madame Dapaah hit out at Martin Kpebu, a private legal practitioner who has in his sentiments as a panelist on media programs, condemned the actions of the former minister. In his ruling, Justice Edward Chum noted that further delay of hearing the matter would be inimical to the welfare of Cecilia Dapaah and her husband, since the OSP took over a month to select a return date to court despite filing the processes on September 11. Cecilia Dapaah will now go to court on Thursday for the hearing of the determination of whether her assets and accounts should be freezed and seized. The court is also expected to take the plea of Madame Dapaah in respect of one count of failure to declare property and income. Lord Idoasari, TV3 News, Accra.
Let me now take you through a timeline of how events unfolded between Madame Cecilia Dapaah and the OSP. So in July 2023, the OSP started with investigating Madame Cecilia Dapaah. It went ahead to search her residence, freezed her account and seized $580,000 and 2.8 million cedis. Then in July 2023, the High Court ordered the OSP to release the seized money and unfreeze her accounts. In September, the OSP released the money and unfreezed her accounts, but issued fresh orders to seize money and freeze her accounts. And then fresh request was made at the High Court for freezing order to be confirmed. Madame Cecilia Dapaah went ahead to oppose this request. She was then charged with offense of failing to comply with a lawful demand of an authorized officer. Madam Cecilia Dapaah filed an application for injunction seeking to stop the OSP from investigating her. On October 12th, that's tomorrow, legal arguments on whether OSP's freezing order should be maintained will be heard.
All right, so clearly the development will continue tomorrow when the case will be heard in court. We'll bring you updates of that regarding the Cecilia Dapaah case and the OSP saga. On to some other stories regarding corruption and corruption-related activities, and anti-corruption crusaders are advocating for a new legal framework to regulate the declaration of assets by public officials. The current lack of an effective law prevents anti-corruption agencies from determining if properties acquired by public officials can be attributed to their income.
Public officers under Ghana's constitution must declare all assets or liabilities within 3 months after coming into office and at the end of every 4 years or term of office. This applies to various offices including president and vice president and ministers of state. The Commissioner for Human Rights and Administrative Justice is required to take appropriate action if he concludes that this provision has not been complied with. Anti-corruption campaigners believe a more robust system can be put in place.
The only thing that we can do for us in Crusaders Against Corruption is to ask for the bill on the lifestyle audit bill to be signed before this president leaves office, not after just the last few days that he's living. He should sign it and let us work with it. Let us have a lifestyle audit. Let's see what you do to be able to acquire all those plush buildings that are coming up at the Pedrasi area and God knows where. Those are important things.
TV3 News, in partnership with Human Rights and Governance Center, will on Thursday, October 12, hold a national dialogue on fighting public sector corruption with focus on making a case for an effective asset declaration law. Deputy Attorney General Alfred Tuan-Yeboah, Shraj Commissioner Joseph Whittal, former Auditor General Daniel Demelovo, and legal practitioner Martin Kpebu will participate in a dialogue at the Executive Center here at TV3.
In more news tonight, the legal team for retired Police Commissioner George Alex Mensah has filed supplementary witness statements at the committee probing the leaked audio tape regarding an alleged plot to oust the IGP. The statement is deemed to contain new evidence to enhance his case at the committee. The committee subsequently ended its in-camera hearings.
The Inspector General of Police was absent from the committee hearing on Wednesday. The proceedings were primarily devoted to the submission of new evidence from witnesses. This challenge was only taken up by the legal team of retired Commissioner of Police George Alex Mensah.
There was a written evidence that we look at, and it came from COP Mensah. He has additional evidence, so he released it to the committee. I didn't divulge this because of the essence of the in-camera hearing. So we need to be careful that the in-camera is not thrown into the public domain. That would not be right.
The committee's chairman indicated that members will continue holding meetings to review evidence and records and commence the process of preparing their report in full.
The matters are coming to a head, and we afforded the witnesses the opportunity to say whether they have any additional matters they want to look at. So what we've garnered so far, we want to retire and look at it, and then we could then start writing our report. We need to pay regard to all the evidence we have, and if there are areas where we need to shore up the evidence by calling people back or saying that it is sufficient, then that will be the end of it.
Originator of the tape at the center of the controversy, Daniel Bugri-Nabu, expressed sense of vindication.
Yesterday, we met the committee again. You were there the right time. COP Mensah, Asari, and JB denied that they never talked to me on phone. Yesterday, they confessed it. But I present the tape, and the committee have the tape now with them, and they play it, and they say yes, it's true. They actually tricked me. So I want to tell you, I want them to committee to see it, but the committee they want to conclude before they come out. But as a chief, and which they are told you that, which he wouldn't tell us. After all, what they want. I was in my office, they came. I didn't beg them to come. And all what they come to say, I think it was very, very important. And for the state secret, for MPP government, to have that kind of thing going on in the police service is very dangerous.
It may be safe to say that the committee has drawn down curtains on its work, at least until compelling evidence sprouts up for which they may have to recall witnesses to be re-examined. Duke Menton Poku, TV3 News, Parliament House, Accra.
The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, has launched an operation to evacuate residents after massive flooding in parts of the region. Several communities in Central and South Tongue districts have been submerged after the spillage of excess water from the Akosombo Dam by the Volta River Authority.
Communities downstream the Volta Lake are bearing the brunt after the Volta River Authority began spilling excess water 2 weeks ago to prevent the possible damage of the Akosombo Dam, which is the main source of hydroelectric power generation in the country. The flooding has led to the destruction of property running into millions of cedis. Affected communities include Awadiwe, Kome, Old Bapa, all in Central Tongue, and several others in South Tongue. Displaced residents who are counting their losses have resorted to the use of canoes as a mode of transportation.
As at 6 p.m. yesterday, we realized that the water level was increasing. And so together, the youth leaders and the assembly members, the community leaders were on watch to monitor the situation. As at 8 p.m., we realized that the level of the water is coming increasingly. And so we started mobilizing people out of their homes to a safe place. But before this morning, the water has taken over half of the community. So many buildings are currently submerged in water. And we have counted more than 15 buildings that have collapsed. Fortunately for us, there were no life lost because we started the evacuation process since last night. And so there were no lives lost, but a lot of properties were lost.
The Volta River Authority in September initiated a controlled discharge at the Akosombo and Pong dams due to the continuous increase in the water level caused by substantial inflows. Other regions with communities either close to the Volta River or lying along the path of rivers likely to be affected are Savannah, Bono East, Greater Accra and Eastern.
Let's now speak with NADMO Deputy Director General Sergi Saje. Thank you so much for your time. Can you give us NADMO's assessment of the level of devastation caused by the spillage of the Akosombo Dam? Hello, Mr. Saji. Mr. Saji, can you hear me? We've lost Mr. Sergi Saji, but many communities have been submerged even as water continues to wreak havoc in parts of the Volta region. We'll be getting an assessment of the situation from NADMO. They've launched an operation to evacuate residents after massive flooding in parts of the Volta region. Thank you so much for your time. So I was finding out from you, what is NADMO's assessment of the level of devastation caused by the spillage of the dam?
Yeah, good evening to your viewers. The districts that are actually affected downstream the Akosombo Dam are actually 9 districts. But all the Tongue districts, that is North Tongue, Central Tongue, and South Tongue, has been badly hit. The worst being North Tongue, as heard you mention 2 of the communities in Central Tongue, but we have more communities in North Tongue that are terribly hit now. As we speak, the immediate thing we are doing is to move people to safe havens, places that we have pre-designated to keep people in the event of such a situation.
How many people have been displaced?
Well, the situation is unfolding, so I can't give you an exact number now. At North Town, we have 4 safe havens, and one of them is at Meswe, which is St. Izito Catholic Secondary School. The people are moving in gradually as we speak. But there are other 2 places that we are holding 250 people, and there's another place that we are holding 102. And 1-2, we are holding 214. But St. Kizito, the number will go very high because that is one of the worst places.
There are concerns about the state of some bridges in the community as well. Have you had an assessment of the whole situation?
Not completely yet. There is a bridge linking Adidome to Japan. That bridge is completely inundated, so that place is closed to vehicular traffic now. Okay. So that is the only bridge that we know of. In Mefe, the part of the road is completely low-lying, so the water has come onto the road and got to the other part of the town.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Sergi Saji, as the Deputy Director General of NADMO.
Let's shift our attention to education. Now, the University of Ghana says the directive to withdraw students who fail to obtain a cumulative grade point average of 1.0 or below is in the best interest of the student and the school. Director of the Academic Affairs of the University, Lydia Anowa Nyako Dankwa, says the implementation of this directive will motivate students to learn more and improve on the academic goals. Noble Crosby Annan reports.
The University of Ghana says it will sack all level 200 and 300 students with less than 1.00 CGPA in new stringent modifications to its regulations.
We want our students to succeed. There are few students who actually get to level 400 and have to graduate and don't have the necessary grade point to graduate. And so from level 100, it turns out the person doesn't do well. Level 200 keeps going to level 400, wastes money on academic fees, and at the end of it has nothing to show for it. And that we feel is not fair to our students. So not only do we want to make sure that the students do well, we also want to make sure that parents, financiers of students do not waste their money.
For some students of the University of Ghana, this should serve as a wake-up call.
This is something we are supposed to face. It's not something that is supposed to draw us down. We are supposed to take it in good faith. Let it help us to learn.
It clearly tells you that you need to up your game. I think they're also helping us to study hard because some of us, we are chilling too much, right? Betting, watching series. Some of us don't even come to write exam. Some do come late. Some don't write at all. Some don't go for lectures.
However, some would rather want the university to investigate students' poor performance.
The university should sit down and identify some of the problems. If it is just 2% of the whole university student population who are being withdrawn from the university should stop giving courses that maybe students did not choose. Parents should also stop choosing courses for their awards in the university. You choose a course for me, I came to the university, now it is beyond my strength. I can't study. And I'm failing, I'm being withdrawn from the university. Who are you going to blame?
The timing of the notice of withdrawal elicited different reactions from the students.
This is the best time as far as the semester has started. You need to lace your shoes very well, tighten your belt to study hard.
I think the timing was quite maybe late because already students are in school.
This should have come maybe before we got to campus so that those who are going to be withdrawn will not have to go through the stress of reporting to school.
It's very, very inconvenient, and we apologize for that. We know that that creates difficulties for them. But as you know, since COVID, we've been trying to normalize because we didn't have enough time, following the end of this last academic year to get this done. That's why it seems as if the timing is a bit late.
Still on education, though, the Conference of Heads of Assistant Schools, that's CHAS, has appealed to the government to allow schools to procure their own food items instead of going through suppliers under the free senior high school policy. President of CHAS, Reverend Father Stephen Owusu-Sechere, says this, aside preventing food shortage in schools, will also be economically prudent. He was speaking at the 61st Conference of CHAS in Accra.
The National Food Buffer Stock Company is responsible for distributing food to schools under government's free SHS policy, but inadequate and delayed supply have hindered its smooth implementation. The Conference of Heads of Assisted Schools recommends that government scraps the National Food Buffer Stock from the supply of food items to senior high schools to reduce the perennial food shortage.
CHAS also passionately wish to reiterate our plea to management to allow the various schools procure the food items to feed the students. This has become necessary because of how at times some suppliers disappoint us in delivering some food items on time and in time for varied reasons. We are of firm belief that procuring the food items by ourselves from our traditional suppliers will curb the acute shortages of food items in our schools and also reduce the logistical and operational challenges that come with it.
The school heads expressed concerns about rising indiscipline among senior high students and requested government's discretionary powers to enforce discipline in schools despite the new code of conduct.
CHAS is concerned about the increasing rates of indiscipline that have bedeviled most of our senior high schools of late. While we acknowledge the recently approved code of conduct for students in senior high schools, CHAS is of the view that the heads of these institutions must be given some discretionary powers to handle more serious issues at the level of the Board of Governors. This, we believe, will efficiently and in a fast manner fast-track justice delivery in our schools.
President Akufo-Addo refuted claims that the introduction of the free senior high school has led to the decline in the quality of education in the country.
The results of each batch of the graduates, whom with your indulgence I call the Akufo-Addo graduates, have surpassed those chalked in 2016 prior to my assumption of office. Quality, despite the increased enrollment figures, which, as I've said, now stands at some 1.4 million students, has not declined. The 2021 batch of students, who also obtained very commendable results, were the pioneers of the double-track system, which elicited a lot of unmerited vilification and unfounded criticism on its introduction. The 2022 results are the best of the last 8 years.
The theme for the 61st anniversary was quality education, teacher-student well-being, and global education trends.
Aggrieved customers of Gold Coast Fund Management Company have suspended their picketing at the Finance Ministry pending a meeting with officials of the ministry. The agreement was reached after customers threatened to prevent workers from leaving the ministry if their concerns were not addressed. Judith Brown reports.
Scenes of anger and desperation as the aggrieved customers of Gold Coast Fund Management Company entered day 2 of picketing at the Finance Ministry. Tensions had heightened after the group had spent the night at the ministry without an address from any official. And so this time, they decided to take their protest a notch higher.
No one is living there. We will sleep here today with them because they don't care. They have no sense of humanity. We slept here. We have spent 24 hours here. We don't have any leader in this country to come and say anything.
Since yesterday, they have not spoken to you?
Nobody.
5 years now. My husband died because of this money. He died. He was sick. There's no money. He went to Sudan and worked. The money that he brought, he came and put it here. Up to now, I'm a widow.
Their actions yielded results. The Minister of State at the Finance Ministry finally came to address them.
We'll be inviting you for dialogue. As to whether you want to stay here or not, it is your civic right. We will wish that you will give way to dialogue. But if you want to do this side by side with this, it's like putting a gun on my head. That is not how we dialogue.
Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission in a statement has indicated that the delay in payment of the bailout funds are principally due to a legal action by defunct Gold Coast Fund Management Company, which is contesting the liquidation petition brought by the Office of the Registrar of Companies following the revocation of its license.
See on TV3, let's bring you some other stories this evening having to do with the passing of the former First Lady, Madam Theresa Kufuor. Many have lauded the achievements of the late former First Lady, Madam Theresa Kufuor. High-profile personalities at the one-week observation of her passing at the Peduase in the Eastern region praised her as a well-serving First Lady without interfering in government roles.
You can say it's a colorful, rich cultural display of the one-week observation for the former First Lady, Theresa Kufuor. High-profile personalities including the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, were all here. Ministers as well as MPs, former ministers and former MPs have all graced the occasion. Traditional rulers have also made their presence here felt. Now, people from all walks of life are also here to console with the family as well as the former president of the Republic. But what have people been saying about the former First Lady?
She was like a mother to me. You know, because her husband was also like a father. When they were in power, they made sure I was okay. They made sure the national team was okay. You know, when you talk about me, I only talk about the national team. I don't talk about anything else. Personally, they did a lot when they were in power. They did a lot behind the scenes, and I really, really appreciate it.
She was a unifier, very modest, very humble, very respectful. She had respect for everybody, and she acted maturely in dealing with all issues. Some of us learned from what she was doing. So if you see Dr. Anani trying to lead a low life, even the president himself, you see that President Kufuor does not want to be all over. So we learned from them.
You're still watching News 360 on TV3. We have more stories for you right after this. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Michelle say. Ah, fe. Ah.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Choco Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Choco Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel Choco Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Choose Sukasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Accra, Ghana. Sukasa, building on trust.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
This is a groundbreaking collaboration that has changed the game for Ghanaians. DVLA has partnered with Ghana Post to bring unprecedented convenience and accessibility to our valued customers. Under this agreement, your driver's license will be delivered to you anywhere in Ghana upon your request. Our aim is to provide our customers with seamless customer-friendly services, and this collaboration has brought us a step closer to achieving that. So, take advantage of this partnership and get your driver's license delivered to you wherever you are. DVLA, your safety, our concern. This advert is brought to you by DVLA and Ghana Post.
Who don't like chop money? They want chop money is here. Collect your chop money every morning at 10 a.m. by simply dialing *446# and select option 2 to play Dewa 539 chop money. Win 40 times your stake with Direct 2, 400 times your stake with Direct 3, and 20 times your stake with Direct 1. You can also pay your numbers to win big. You only pick your numbers from 1 to 39, so winning is easy. Dial *446# to play Dewa 539 chop money now. Dewa, Afa.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
It's now time for business news with Michael. Michael, tea bags and dog meat and inflation. What's the linkage?
Exactly. They are part of the reason why inflation is quite high, although we've recorded some decline.
All right.
So people chew that much dog meat in Ghana.
And drink that much tea.
I'll bring you the rest of the story. Hello there, good evening. Welcome to the business segment here on News 360. My name is Michael Lubudu. Now, tea bags and dog meat continue to drive inflation in the country, even as the rate dropped to 38.1% from the 40.1% in August. Food inflation dipped to 49.4% from 51.9% in August, showing a slowdown in price increases.
Increase in prices declined to a 12-month low in September. The main driver to the decrease was food. However, tea bags with inflation rate of 101.3% and dog meat 80.4% topped the food items to drive the September figure.
That are also very region specific, and that is the case for dog meat that we find in the top 20 items. So this item is found mainly in the regions that we have up north the country, dominated in the Upper East region. And engaging with our regional statisticians, quite a number of reasons have been alluded to the price increases that we find in dog meat over the past 6 or so months. And one One of such reasons is the pandemic that hit animals in the region.
Meanwhile, economist at the Department of Economics, University of Ghana, Dr. Edusa Akodie anticipates inflation will end the year below 30% due to the improving macroeconomic factors.
The supply side bottlenecks are still there, and so this 38% inflation can still be attributed to some of the high cost of production, the bottlenecks in the local production that we experience. We are also lucky to see a stable exchange rate. You know, most of the food items and even the intermediate goods are imported. And so when you have a stable currency, it will not cause so much inflation into the imported products.
The declining trend in inflation rate could inform the next policy rate decision by the Bank of Ghana.
Now, the Bank of Ghana has revealed that government is finalizing work on the Ghana Financial Stability Fund to help absorb banks from the impact of the domestic debt exchange program. This report has the rest of the story.
The Ghana Financial Stability Fund, GFSF, is a fund that was established by the government in 2023 to provide liquidity support to financial institutions that were affected by its domestic debt exchange program. The fund is capitalized with $750 million, which will be provided by the Government of Ghana and the World Bank. The GFSF will provide liquidity support to financial institutions in the forms of loans and guarantees. The fund will also provide technical assistance to financial institutions to help them manage the risk associated with the DDEP. Already, 3 businesses have cited the operational framework of the fund. Speaking on behalf of the governor of the central bank at the financial fair organized in Accra, the head of the Conduct Supervision Unit of the Financial Stability Department of the Bank of Ghana, Mr. Augustine Amwakondonko, stated that the fund is expected to commence operations soon.
The government of Ghana is finalizing work on the establishment of the Ghana Financial Stability Fund, which is aimed at providing banks and specialized deposit institutions that were impacted by the DDEP.
Well, that'll be all for the business segment here on News 360. Our website, 3news.com, has more stories for you. My name is Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe. Up next, sports.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters. New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
There are some moments that last forever because they happen only once. Like your very first day, your first day of school, your first successful bike ride. What's your child's next milestone? Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is here to ensure they smile through it all. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture has been keeping children smiling for more than a decade by relieving them from gastric pain, flatulence, minor digestive upset, and teeth and discomfort. Now, Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities of 1,000 cedis and upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID, no savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. Call Quick Credit today, 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Master, I have told you to use Kojak quality oral care products like the Kojak Charcoal toothpaste for strong teeth. Give me the meat.
Sis, that guy.
Ajay, my teeth.
Sis, haven't you heard of Kojak P&F toothpaste and their mouthwash? Right after here, get one for yourself. It helps fight sensitive teeth just like you're experiencing. Hey, sis.
Yes. Do not joke with your teeth because it may worry you in the future. Over the past 30 years that we introduced Procode onto the market, that has no competitor. We have again introduced Kojak Oral Care onto the market with the same high quality standard like Kojak Charcoal toothpaste that makes your teeth whiter and stronger. Kojak regular fluoride toothpaste that makes your teeth stronger, fights against toothache, and lathers well, leaving your mouth with an improved fresh taste and breath. If you have a sensitive teeth when you take something cold or hot, yours is to go for Kojak P and Kojak F together with the mouthwash. Go for Kojak Oral Care products because Kojak dear, it be quality keke.
This advert is FDA approved.
Sports segment is brought to you by Bell Pack Tissues.
Time now for sports on News 360. Andy Alfosulabe is with us. What's going on in sports?
Well, coming up in sports tonight on GPL Express, we have Honorable Haruna Idrisu. You know, he obtained the Karela United Football Club and took them all the way from Enyinase to Tamale. And so he's still getting into the Premier League euphoria and all of that.
Okay.
So that's our first story.
Let's dig in.
But let's get into our first story this evening. And Honorable Haruna Idrisu's ownership of Karela United has brought significant investment and resources to the nearly defunct club. He wants to implement a vision of success in Tamale. There's more in this report.
Tamale's passion for football has never been underestimated. Their love for RTU has been evident in the last couple of years in the Ghana Premier League. Looking at how the passion for football has grown, MP for Tamale South, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, does not want this love to dissipate. Has managed to bring on Karela United from the Western region to play here at the Aliyu Mahama Stadium as the new owner.
I have always loved football and I engage in playing football personally to keep fit for mental sharpness and fitness. And now an opportunity to provide a platform for identifying, nurturing and training young talents and developing them into football, which arguably today is the most popular sport.
Tamale may be a very busy town. People go about their duties passionately, but when it comes to what they love, they cherish it with all they want. They have welcomed Karela United as their second football baby in Tamale.
Before it was only RTU, then come Tamale City. Now Tamale City is no more. Karela is here. We are so grateful and we support them with all our hearts.
As you are coming outside the pitch, you see a motorbikes parking from people. That is all give employment in this Tamale here. During the football season, you see people carrying pure water, bulubu, and all staffs, you know, a lot.
With very little returns coming from the investment in football, he is not deterred by that. He shares his long-term plans for football and the two clubs.
I'm in it for the long haul, and probably within the next 5 to 10 years, I should have a kind of academy and a mini stadium built around Chichele on the Yendi Road for the development of young talents.
It is quite interesting to see parliamentarians now invest in football. And so Chairman has seen some investment from Honorable Ignatius Bafwewa in the Bono and Ahafo region. Hopefully, some more would invest for football to keep its hopes alive. Kelvin Oswansa from the Aliyu Mahama Sports Stadium for 3 Sports.
Well, that's my colleague Kelvin Oswansa there, and there'll be more of this report on GPL Express tonight at 9:30 p.m. Now, Dreams FC and Nsontraman Football Club locked horns in a thrilling encounter that culminated in a hard-fought 1-1 draw. Nsontraman fought back from a goal down to earn their first point away from home this campaign at the Theatre of Dreams in Deu on Wednesday afternoon. Abdulaziz Issa got a breakthrough in the 4th minute with a beautiful strike for the hosts, but Abdul Manaf Umar drew the visitors level before the half-hour mark. Nsontraman moved to 2nd place in the league standings behind the newly promoted Bofakwa Tano, while Dreams sits in 10th position. Right, so on that note, we end the sports news this evening here on News 360. My name is Yao Ofusulabi.
It's on my nephew.
Wow, this place has changed, yo. Yo, Ajwa, look at you all grown up, yo.
Some things never change, like Gino's quality recipe that gives my food that rich color, unique natural taste every time.
Smells good, yo.
Hey, sister, we the wap Ponsano and Casa, just like I remember.
Uncle, hurry up and let's open the suitcase.
Ajua, chai, name shrimp kwampa.
Best jollof I've ever eaten.
Wow, this is real jollof, mommy.
Gino dear, Emma Adriana de Ankasa.
Say Gino dear, fie. It's delicious, yo.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calkits. Happy smile.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water, one for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water. GTP, Lifestyled. Vodafone, further together. And powered by 3 Entertainment. Welcome to the Entertainment News segment. My name is Anita Ekia Ekufu, and as you may be aware, Musica has elected new national leaders to steer the affairs of the union for the next 4 years. And 3 Entertainment has been engaging some of the members of the union for the expectations of President-elect Bessa Simons and his executives.
Now we have a president, and therefore Musica can move forward. But I believe in Bessa's dream, to move Musica forward. I believe that he's coming as a president to do the right thing or raise the image of Musica to the next level. And I think he can do it. I believe in him.
We want transparency. We want changes. We want the best for music. Our whole industry has been in a shambles. So right now, with God's willing, having the right people to front it, we should be on a good path.
I think there are a lot of things that we can think about. I mean, I'm expecting Musica authorities to organize more of like international programs. I'm expecting more of cross-cultural, projects. And I want to see them also to sell more of our music.
Collective ideas will come out. Good decision that will help we the musicians. It's not somebody that is going to impose something on us. We all should decide.
I'm expecting Bessa to do more than Obua did. Bessa should bring more jobs, more shows, seminars, everything international. Musicians should feel free. We shouldn't suffer again. That's what I'm expecting Bessa to do, and I know he will deliver.
And the Director of Special Events and Communications at Musica, Ahuma Bosco Kanse, has expressed worry about the posture of Ras Caleb Appiah Levi at a time where members of the union are being encouraged to work as a team to build a great union. He wants Ras Caleb to position himself as a statesman and work towards the unity and development of the union.
Because I thought Ras will transit from his combatant role to a statesmanship. I was having a word with him earlier and I was advising him that Ras, after all you've done over the past 4 years, it's time to position yourself as a statesman for the industry, where you're working for the unity and development of the union. But look, everybody has their right to take their own decision. I wish him all the best in all his future endeavors. Like I told you, we're going to make Musica great again. Mark my words.
My name is Anita Ekia Ekufu. That'll be all for the Entertainment News segment. Have a good evening.
All right, so let's find out what's happening elsewhere around the world, specifically in Liberia, where the National Communication Commission of Liberia has started releasing provisional results of yesterday's election, which had about 19 different political parties contesting to lead the country. And reports coming in indicate that it has been a smooth process so far. Let's find out from a Liberian journalist who's joined us via Zoom for a quick chat on how the process has been so far. Edward Blamo is a Liberian journalist. Good evening. Thank you for your time. First of all, tell us, how has this been for Liberians in the last 24 hours?
First of all, the mood is a very edgy mood. A lot of people are watching and waiting to hear results. And before I came on, the National Elections Commission announced provisional results. And though the numbers, the polling places that reported were very insignificant, but at least that was a reliever for a lot of people. People wanted to know what's the update. They wanted to at least hear from the House's mouth, which is the National Elections Commission, to determine who is at least in the lead. And they got that today, and I think there is some level of ease right now as we speak.
And when are we expecting the results from the Electoral Commission, the full results, that is?
Generally, the process, went smoothly. There are a few instances of vote delay, as even the National Elections Commission announced today that there were some places in the southeast, in Sino County, that people could not vote because of river overflow, that the bridges were cut off from the rest of the town, and votes had to be delayed. And I think they completed voting yesterday. And so what that means is that their tally will delay, as compared to the other counties and the other districts. So
All right, Edward Blamo, thank you for those updates from Liberia. And that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Martin Esiedu Date.
I am Portia Gabodu. Join Alfredo Kansa at 10 p.m. for Ghana Tonight. Have a great evening.